Hello out there. Here I am, about to do some level grinding. Uh, First off, though, when I logged off yesterday, when I closed the program, I forgot to save it. So I had to get myself back in place. Uh, I gotta figure out what key. Crap, what key is it? Gotta show you what I did by accident. Oh, come on. I thought I had this figured out. Ooh, hang on. Input configure. There we go. Ah. Select. I just want it to be Q. Oh, whatever. As long as it works. There we go. Now, sorry about that. Uh, whoops. If you notice, Zane here is a level higher. I had to recapture him. What does he have on him? Silver powder. What's silver powder do? Let's find out. Oh, I don't have Charmander, Zane. No, and yes. I'll have to explain to him about Pokemon Fusion. But let's check out what silver powder is. I don't know if you could hear him. He was asking about Charmander. Oh, boost. Well, yeah, that. I should have left that on him. Item. Give. But, yeah. It, it was kind of annoying, though, because first, the first Pokemon I got, the starter Pokemon, Will, the first one was a girl. So I had to restart again. So I can get the right gender. And then it took a while to get the right gender for the bug Pokemon. But anyways, I was going to talk about a movie. And I was trying to figure out which movie to talk about. Well, the thing is, if I don't know if you can hear it or not, my son is watching Paw Patrol, the TV series. Now, I'm not talking about the TV series, but I figured I'd talk about the movie, which actually is a really good movie. I was surprised. I was only with the TV show. I was kind of, it's okay. I've seen better. I've seen worse. But it was a good show for kids. The movie is a good movie for a whole family. You got action, you got adventure, and you got an awesome character named Liberty. She's like probably my favorite Paw Patrol member. She's just so cool with her, her personality. She's all upbeat and she's helping out the Paw Patrol without even being an official Paw Patrol member. She was an honorary member. She gave herself that title. She was just so cool. Now, before I say any much more, I probably will. There will be spoilers. So, if you don't want spoilers, you might want to stop watching because I will spoil things. Now, first off, they're not in Adventure Bay anymore. Well, they start out off in Adventure Bay, but they end up in Adventure City, where Chase and Ryder met. Actually, Ryder, or not Ryder, but Chase was a stray, and he actually was about to be ran over, and Ryder saved him. That's the backstory. This is the only aspect I find annoying about the movie is they make Chase freeze up a lot because he's afraid of the Adventure City. It doesn't make sense to me, but anyways, it's they made a plot point. It's is what it is. But he gets into a lot of trouble because of his freezing up. He, he uses his parachute, forgets to detach it, and then gets blown off a building. Almost gets seriously hurt, and he freezes up on using his grappling hook at one point, or zip line, not grappling hook. Same difference. But you know, eventually they solve that, and it's all fine. Now, Mayor Humdinger somehow becomes the mayor of Adventure City. It sounds like through shenanigans, because well, you know how if you've watched the series, you know how Mayor Humdinger is. He likes to cheat, and he got all of his other competitors to drop out somehow. They don't exactly say how, but that is what it is. Uh, then he proceeds. He's about to have a fireworks show, and it's like, okay, that's not a big deal, right? Well, it's about to rain. So he goes to the local university, which has been developing a weather machine, which is mostly meant to study weather, but it can suck up clouds. So he forces them to use it to suck up the clouds. However, he takes the controller so they can't stop it, which, of course, ends up being a problem later. Because, well, we all know what are clouds made of water in gas form. They form together, and well, you can only hold so much, water into something in whatever form it is. So eventually, it overloads, and it causes a big storm. But we'll get back to that later. Well, but let's get back to the fireworks. Actually, the fireworks, well, they start out off a little dull, but you know how fireworks are. They start off dull, but then they get grand. Which, it's a kid show. Then they're in the movie. They're trying to make it like overly boring. Because they just wanted to cause tension. Well, Mayor Humdinger is not happy. He tells the guy to, you know, do it faster, do it better, grander. And the guy's like, no, I can't do that. Well, Humdinger shoves him out of the way and then starts messing with his control board. Well, shenanigans ensue. The platform the fireworks were on broke because too much was going on at once. And it's fireworks start getting shot off everywhere in the city. I forgot to mention that point. He's letting the fireworks off in the city. Even if he hadn't done what he did, that is not a good idea. That is unsafe because of all the buildings around. Fireworks are unpredictable, which is why you got to be very careful if you're doing them yourself. Yeah, people have lost hands and even died because they mishandled fireworks. Well, fireworks are being shot off everywhere because the platform broke and being shot into buildings and other things. And of course, people are, scared and stuff. Well, of course, the Paw Patrol have to go save it. Well, they get lost, first off. Plus, they get stuck in traffic. And Liberty shows up, and she's just got that. I guess you would call it a Brooklyn attitude, a city attitude, or whatever. But she's like, "Here, let me help you. Move out of the way," as she yells at somebody, and she gets them to move out of the way, and they take some back roads and alleys and stuff to get there. Thanks to Liberty finding, helping them out. Otherwise, they would never have made it. Yeah. And this is when the parachute comes into play with Chase, because he's parachuting down onto a building to try to save these people. And again, he forgets to eject his parachute and gets pulled off the building and gets stuck on the building because well, it's actually a good thing at this point that he still has the parachute because it gets caught on the building. But he wouldn't have got knocked off if he had got rid of it. So, but yeah, like I said, I don't like that plot point. It's the only part of the movie I don't like. And then of course, get everybody saved and whatnot. That's when they first befriend Liberty. Oh, but I should rewind a little bit. They have a new tower, obviously, since they're in Adventure City. And I was in the movie theater with my wife, kids, obviously. But, oh, crap. How did I do that? What did I just do? I think I just screwed that up. Well, I have to restart my leveling. I don't know how I did that. But, anyways, my wife leans over and asks, "How do they make the money for all this?" And it was like right on cue, they were thinking the same thing. One of the Paw Patrol was like, "How do we make the money for all this?" And Ryder's like, it pulls out a couple of shirts, and he's like, "Merchandising." It was like right on cue from when she asked it. It was awesome. Alright, now they got new vehicles. Most of them are pretty standard for the Paw Patrol. The flying for the helicopter jet for, Sky. Marshall got another fire truck. Rubble got another construction vehicle. Chase, however, is the cool one. He got like a really hot sports car. But yeah, it's also a police vehicle, obviously. It has an armored mode, unarmored mode. It's got the police tape that he can pull out. It's just awesome the way it is. But you come to find out, it has another mode. He can eject a motorcycle from it. It's like it's like okay, it's like they went overboard for Chase. Why couldn't they do the same thing for the rest of the Paw Patrol? I know Chase was kind of supposed to be one of the main focuses because the one plot point. But still, it's like, okay, you kind of gypped the other Paw Patrol members. Now, you're probably wondering, does Liberty eventually get her own vehicle? We'll get to that. But starting out, she has this. It's so cute. It's a wagon. It's missing one wheel, except she has repaired it, or somebody's repaired it for her, being that she's a dog. And uh, the wheel it has is not a normal wagon wheel. It's a wheel from a cart from like a grocery store. It's just so it goes ew ew ew. It's so cute. She's made friends with a local vendor, and he's like, I could hear you coming and all that. He really likes Liberty. Alright. And yeah, then there's more shenanigans later with Humdinger. He wanted to make the subway system less boring. Do I even need to really say much more than that? This is Humdinger. Regardless of what he's going to do, it's going to backfire on him. Now, even before I say what he did, even if it had worked and not broken, still a stupid idea for a subway system. He put a loop-de-loop in it, like on a roller coaster. Now, he did not replace the train cars with seatbelt ones. You can see where that's going as without it even breaking, which it does break. Yeah. Well, then it breaks while they're upside down. Yeah. So they're trying to hang on and stuff because well they're falling to the ceiling. This is another point where when the chase comes up, he was supposed to shoot his grappling hook or zip line and go over there and help him come across, which I don't think would have really worked anyways. But he got cold feet again. He got freaked out and yeah. So Marshall comes to the top of the building that he's at with his new fire truck because well that's the only it's not a building, it's a parking garage. But anyways, swings his ladder over and helps him out. And that's when uh, Ryder's like, okay, you just need to take a break. You know, Chase takes it the wrong way, obviously, and runs off. Well, this is when you find out that Humdinger's assistants, yeah, he has two assistants, are picking up any dog, not just stray dogs, any dog, and napping them. And they take Chase, and they remove his collar, and throw it away. And of course, they lose Chase because they can't find him because he doesn't because his pup. Okay. Sorry, son's talking. He's saying his collar fell off Chase. But anyways, the pup collars have uh, trackers in it so that they can find them. Well, without the collar, they can't find them. Well, Liberty shows up again, and she's like, "I have an idea. We one of us can get caught, and you know, and then you guys can find, track that person, and she volunteers, and she In order to get captured, she steals Humdinger's pants. Or spills something on him. I can't remember now. But anyways, that's basically Humdinger loses his pants on live TV. He still has underwear on, but still. He didn't realize they were live at this point, though. He's like, well, when I get new pants on, we can try this interview. Try this again. And they're like, we're live. He's like, what? And freaks out. But okay, so now Liberty's caught, and they're taking her, and she finds Chase and gives, you know, well, you come to find out she has a tracking device in her ear so that they could find her, but also where the bad guys can't find it. But after a little talk with Chase, she's like, I also come with backup, and rubble breaks down the wall. Well, as they were leaving with Chase, the dogs that Chase has sort of made friends with, he's talked to them basically, nothing all that important. You know, turn as the door opens, and there's the bad guys, the assistants, and they rush him. The bad guy's like, oh crap. uh, there is a running gag with Humdinger in the movie. It's a little chuckle. It's one of those things that it's like not needed, but it's a fun little you know fun little stick they put in here and there. His hat gets messed up. He's like, my hat, and then one of his goons pulls out a hat. Well, it's top hat, so he like punches it so it like puffs out and gives him a new hat. It happens repeatedly. It's fun, but uh, Ryder and Chase go and have a little pep talk together. Where they first met, and Ryder finally gets him over his thing about Adventure City. Yeah, that's more. That part's a little more for the kids than the adults because, again, that that little plot point I didn't care for. It was for the drama. Uh, well, now go back to the weather device. It finally breaks. Hang on, Zane. It finally breaks, and well, they gotta go save everybody because it's high winds and all that, knocking stuff over, and they gotta shut down the machine. Well, oh, before I go too far, Mayor Humdinger's turned the water tower, or was it a water tower? It looks like a water tower now, but on top of the city building and into his office. And it's there's like one, maybe four legs on it. I can't. Well, if it's got four legs, then it's got a shaft for the elevator that goes up to it. But anyways, he ends up getting trapped up there because of power going out. Well, after Ryder gets up there, but when they're getting ready to go, Liberty's still there with them, and she's had this running thing. She's like, I'm not, being an honorary member of the Paw Patrol unofficially, and you know, Chase kind of repeats her words to her, and she's like, your words, not mine, even though it's been her words the whole time. But he's like, to be an official member, you need a new vehicle. And like I said, we'd be coming back to this. She ends up getting it's pink or purple, pinkish purple or light purple. One of those three-wheel motorcycle things, wheels in the back, not in the front. It's actually pretty cool looking, but I don't know if they were trying to play on that her wagon only had three official wheels. I would have rather if they gave her some kind of four-wheeled vehicle, different from the rest, obviously. It's a two-wheel. But something really nice I would have. Oh, I should switch my Pokemon. But something nice, not too fancy, obviously, but just something different, but with four wheels. Something that would represent the wagon a little more. I don't know if there really is anything. They probably did the best thing they could do with what they had, which is okay. I mean, it still was a really cool vehicle. Before I go any further, make sure I save state so I don't screw up again on that. But yeah, they go, they, you know, she helps Zuma help some people that were in the water because they got knocked into the water. Zuma new vehicle, which I guess is kind of cool. It has a part that detaches and becomes like a board, while the rest of it is a sub and goes underwater. Well, Liberty jumps down onto the board and helps him out while he's down there saving the people, making the board come along with him so that the people have something to get on when they get them out of their van. By the way, this is kind of funny. The little boy in the car, or was it a girl? Yeah. Anyways, takes a picture of Zuma coming by when they're under the water because the van hasn't filled up with water yet. Basically, he takes a Instagram picture or something. I'm being saved by a Paw Patrol member, basically, kind of thing. Of course, Sky has to go and try to take out the weather machine. We'll get back to that, because that doesn't come into play until later. Okay, it's called a cloud catcher. But, yeah. Well, Ryder goes up to the top floor to save Mayor Humdinger. Personally, I would have left him. But this is when the power goes out, so they can't really use the elevator to go down. Well, what he does, he has Mayor Humdinger and the cats get into the elevator, and he's like, I know we have our differences, but I take no pleasure in this. Or take no enjoyment in this, or something like that. And he released the brakes of the elevator. And yes, he stops it in time to, make it where Humdinger doesn't die. But he kind of chuckles like, okay, this is a little bit enjoyable. Well, he's stuck up there, obviously. There's no elevator. Well, the wind knocks it over. He gets trapped, his legs pinned. Chase ends up having to save him. And, well, this is second time or the first time you see his motorcycle? I can't remember. But anyways, he gets his motorcycle out and shoots a grappling hook up, or zip line, whatever, up from it to the top of the building. Has some suction cups on his wheels. Okay, I don't think he needed that. But whatever. Mm. Now, yeah, the thing is, the tower is actually broken in two. Half of it is on another building, which is, guess what, is where Ryder is. Well, Chase is already up here. He could have gone back down and gone up the other building, but where's the drama in that? So what he does is he tries to shoot his zip lines over from his pup pack, and they go flying and he has to eject his pup pack. Now, the whole thing's obviously not realistic, but let's just say if it was possible for you know Paw Patrol to be real, he would not have been able to jump the gap either way. But they get him where he jumps the gap. What he should have done, try to jump the gap and then shoot his zip lines over to pull, or yeah, zip lines over, and then pull himself over. I think that way would have worked. But regardless, he gets over there. He saves Ryder. I don't know how they get down. They don't show that. Because, well, he doesn't have his zip lines anymore, so he's not getting down that way. Uh, well, now let's go back to Sky. She's having trouble getting close to the cloud catcher, the weather machine. So she shifts modes on uh, her vehicle. Because, if you know in the show, she can go from plane to jet, or helicopter to jet. Still in the movie, she can do that. And she shoots it right into the cloud catcher, blowing it up. Which I'm not sure how that would work because the storm's already there, but instantly the storm stops. And, they save the day. Now, here's a part of the movie I'm surprised about. Humdinger actually gets arrested. Yeah, you heard me right. Finally, after all those episodes in the TV show with him doing all of his stuff, and he finally gets arrested in the movie. About darn time, if you ask me. He should have been arrested a long time ago and lost his mayor title from Foggy Bottom. And, then that kind of wraps up the movie. I don't think there's really much more to say about it. It is really worth watching, even for an adult. But at the same time, I wouldn't have gone to see it without if I hadn't had kids. But I don't feel wrong about watching it. It was a great movie. A lot better than the show. You know, the graphics are way better than the show, but of course they have a bigger budget. But yeah, I I'd rewatch it. I wouldn't again. I wouldn't have gone out of my way to watch it if I hadn't had kids. But now I'd watch it even if the kids weren't around. But I don't see a reason to watch it without the kids around. Because if I'm going to watch it, I might as well wait till the kids are home and watch it. Like any movie, though, it has its flaws. As I've said, there's that one plot point I don't like. But for the most part, it doesn't have that many flaws. I mean, it's a kids show, so a lot of the other flaws can be overlooked a lot. I mean, uh, Mayor Humdinger never would have been a mayor in real life. But that's just how it is. It's just, um, yeah. And his cats would never be rehomed. Obviously, they would unfortunately would have to be put down because they're too evil. You know. But yeah. Oh, Mayor Goodway might be in the very beginning of the movie. I can't remember, but that's about it. When she's there, if she's there, you don't see her any more than that. Which makes sense because they're not in Adventure Bay. Why Mayor Humdinger went to Adventure City to become mayor, I do not know. They never say. I mean, that's a plot hole, but what does it matter? This is Mayor Humdinger. He does what he wants and somehow gets away with it. Really, I really can't say much more about the movie. It was good. It wasn't perfect, but it's a kids movie, so you don't look for perfect with a kids movie. Yeah, there's nothing else for me to say about it. And well, I gotta go. My son's asking about a drink, so and again, there's nothing else for me to say about the movie. So you all have fun.